The way to separate yourself as a man and to stand out above all the rest is to go above and beyond what's expected and required of you. So I just thought about this topic when I was in the gym, and I started thinking back to how I started lifting. It all began because of track and field, and I was a pole vaulter, and I wasn't really satisfied with my performance in pole vaulting, which led me to go above the just regular practices that we had every single day after school. And I would often, I think it was like 3 times a week, I would go to our local Planet Fitness and I would get workouts in and get lifts in outside of the required track practices. And I'm sure that wasn't anything really special because a lot of people go for lifts, and especially now, I mean, if you're a college athlete or if you're a professional athlete, I don't know what professional athlete is watching this, but if you're at a higher level, you know, that's not anything out of the ordinary. These higher level athletes have lifts along with like track workouts or their specific sport workouts along with lifts. So that's not anything special, but for high school, that's not required of you. So that's going above and beyond. And additionally, I would go out of my way to get coaching from a Division I coach for pole vaulting. So I would drive 40 minutes away to go work with this coach to try to improve my form, improve my performance in pole vaulting. And that's kind of like, that's always stuck with me since high school, is that willingness and that drive to go above and beyond the expectations and the base requirements. So a little analogy that I have to kind of illustrate the idea in your mind is, imagine just driving straight down a road. That is kind of just like coasting through life. You just take things as they come, go with the flow, as they say. But if you turn the steering wheel 1 degree to the right or 1 degree to the left, either or, maybe we'll say the right side is the bad side and then the left side is the good side. So if you turn your steering wheel 1 degree to the left, right? Is that what I said? I think to the left, which is the good side. 1 degree to the good side. It may not look like you're going anywhere different in the short term, like in the next maybe 500 feet. You're not, if you imagine 2 cars that are, I guess, like a car and then a ghost car, with one of them turn 1 degree to the left and then the other one just going straight. In 500 feet, they're going to be kind of basically in the same place. But further down the line, if you turn your car steering wheel 1 degree to the left, then you're going to end up in a drastically different place, 10, 20, 30 miles down the road than the other person who just went straight through life. Same thing can be said on the bad side. So, we often talk about things always always weighing on the good side, and I think that's a great way to think, but it can also go to the opposite side. So if you indulge in negative, bad habits that are detrimental to your health, detrimental to your physical well-being, then that's essentially turning your steering wheel 1 degree to the right, and then you'll end up in a very different place than the person who is on your straight path, and then you'll end up in a wildly, like, across the country kind of different place than the person who was 1 degree to the good side, right? So that's kind of the analogy that I have for the idea of excelling and chasing excellence and improvement. That's like the whole, everybody always talks about, 1% better every day. And I used to think that stuff was kind of corny, or, try your best. And they do sound corny, but then, like I said in a previous video, once you kind of understand and wrap your mind around the base messages of a lot of positivity in life, those simple, cheesy, quotes, inspirational, motivational quotes, they actually hold a lot of truth. They hold a lot of validity, and you can understand where they kind of come from. But yeah, I think that's like the main message, is chasing excellence and trying to exceed the expectations brought by you. This could be or like brought upon you. And this could be either in a job where, you know, maybe you go out of your way and clock in some extra hours and you help out, or you develop a new streamlined process to do your job, so then maybe you get noticed by your manager, or maybe you don't. But if you continue to bring innovation in your workplace, there's certainly something to be said there, and somebody will eventually recognize you. You know, it's that same thing where if you're 1 degree to the good side, you know, it might not, in the short term, in the near term, it might not look like there's much improvement, but miles down the road, you're going to see that you're in a completely different place than you would have been had you not, you know, had that 1 degree of improvement every single day. So same thing can be said in your lifting and as an athlete, you know, going above and beyond, doing extra workouts and stuff, not to like necessarily burn yourself out or to overtrain yourself, but to, you know, pursue the excellence. An NBA player probably didn't get there by only going to his high school basketball practices, right? He probably was putting in work every day outside of school, just trying to get better. And that's like the main message, and that's how you stand out from the rest, is by chasing that 1 degree. And even here, we can talk about it differently. So that the 1 degree of improvement where you like just turn the steering wheel maybe one degree, 2 degrees, sure, that gets you to a different place, but you kind of have to wait to see the effects in the long term. And that's definitely a great way to get there. But there are also life events that maybe you've experienced yourself. Like maybe it's a really bad heartbreak, and then, you know, your world just gets flipped around. Or maybe it's like a family member dies that was really important to you, and then you kind of see the world differently. Those kinds of things that shake up your worldview, your perspective, they can have a drastic effect on your life too. So that would be like, you know, turning the car 180 degrees around, and then the whole road looks completely different. So, and it could be different in a good way or a bad way. You know, there's still those both sides to it. But I think that you're not going to come around those events, and it's a little bit harder to manufacture those life-changing, life-altering events where you flip the car in a different direction. So you probably could do that. Like, you know, you could probably just quit your job randomly one day, and then now you're struggling and stranded for how to get your next meal. So that would be a way for you to artificially, you know, test yourself and test your creativity, test your adaptability. And I'm not saying that's the correct method, but I'm just saying you can do things in order to seek the improvement, seek the 1 degree of excellence that don't require you to go out of your way and to literally quit your job or change up your whole life circumstances. So I think that's going to be the video for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target. Wow, this place is actually like pretty cool. I'm in like some random fucking box. I don't even know. There's like glass here. I'm just sitting on, it's like a very small felt. Maybe it's soundproof, who knows?